with
I'm
our
going to share
global
with you
diamond,
what I honestly
Pepe
consider to be,
Cohen.
honestly, the best opportunity there is in the United States to reach the American dream. For me, the American dream is not only to make money, but it's also to have quality time for yourself. It's one of the greatest things about this business opportunity. If you master it, build on it, you dedicate your time and become a pro at it, you can build on something that gives you that mix of money and free time for yourself. And additionally, one of the greatest things about it is that you do it amongst family as a team. There's a process of succession where your children or your offspring will continue and inherit what you build in your lifetime. I've been fascinated by this for 10 years now. The past 22nd of November, it's been 10 years doing this full time, and I have been 20 years in this country. I can assure you that what I came looking for here in the United States, I found it through this business opportunity. I'll explain it to you. It's very easy and it's amazing. And for the time being, I believe people don't take advantage of this because instead of paying attention and getting informed, focused on the information, they listen to people who don't really know about this. Since we are influential beings, we are very easily influenced by what other people tell us about this, which is Amway. It's the business opportunity that I'm going to share with you. Any of you heard of Amway? Invited, right? Do you know why? Amway has been around 50 years, exactly 55 years in business. And the Amway we know today, through cell phones, internet, and a globalized market, the world is not the same as 55 years ago. Here in 1959, to be specific, when it was founded. So people are surprised, oh, it's Amway. Yes, it's Amway. But it's evolutionized through time, thank God, and will continue to evolve. You will see with what I will share with you, Amway has the characteristics of changing and developing, permanently evolving. Today's products have nothing to do with what the opportunity began. So I can assure you that Amway does maintain its core values. And the best thing about Amway is that the founding families, before they could cash their first check, they established those core values, what was going to be founded. And the opportunity was based on these four: freedom, family, hope, and reward. I believe this is what makes it different. Let's begin to explain. You are here at home. This is how the business works. Why do I draw a house? Because you begin in your house. You work at home, in your free time. You don't need to rent an office, employee storage area. Thank God you don't need to build anything. And you don't need to sacrifice your current job or secular studies for the moment. So all of the associates, can you raise your hand, associates, please? Most of us are associates. We have a number that identifies us as something called an independent business owner of Amway. We are independent business owners. We're not clients. We're not employees. We are business owners associated with Amway. Understood? That's why we make money and generate income. This number, which you will get as all associates have received in the past, is stored in a computer. I want to explain it the easiest way possible. Your number's there. In this computer today, which is where the business is managed globally, there are about or more than 3 million business associates or IBOs in more than 100 countries. Now getting into statistics. Amway is established in more than 100 countries and territories around the world. So, the computer stores your number, with more than 3 million numbers in over 100 countries, and this computer calculates a monthly check through a program already established, through a compensation program that is the same for everybody, at least in North America, and according to the volume that you generate combined with compensation program, they send you a check. So those checks, at least last year, obtained around $55,000 a year, which was annual income. And to be more exact, the first month in November 2004, I gained $8.33. Seriously, I will tell you later the reason. There was people that last year made more than $2,945,000. So there are different levels of income. A good question would be, or a really good question would be, why am I invited here? Doing what am I doing today? How can I make $2 million a year? The real question is, what I asked myself is that never doing what I was doing, working 8 to 10 hours daily, I would have never had an income of $2 million a year. Well, the answer was, if I never, working a full-day shift, would never get $2 million a year, why don't I try to dedicate a couple of hours daily to this opportunity so that I can have the hopes of making $2 million a year? Who would agree with that? If that were true, how many would try it? You see? That's what it's about. The truth is, according to the volume you generate, the corporation pays you, and those are different levels of income. I will explain how the income and volume are generated. I have 3 ways to move volume. Very easy. The first volume that I move is the same that everybody uses, even if you're not an Amway associate, which is consume at home. Everything I consume at home, we will continue to use the rest of our lives. Who agrees with that? Everything. Soap, detergents, vitamins, cleaning products, cosmetic products, skin care, everything. Now, before I would purchase from different stores. Instead of buying them in those stores, I purchase them through my business. Everything is soap, deodorant, shampoo. I have some examples here so you can see it's not just any product that we buy. The Nutri-Light brand, it's a dietary supplement, the leader in dietary supplements in the world. It's the #1 company according to Euro Monitoring International in selling and commercializing nutritional products. The most important characteristic is that it's the only company in the world, the only one that cultivates and owns its own plantations where organically they obtain the majority of the prime ingredients with which Nutri-Light products are made. These come from 6,400 acres, organically certified. Another example, beauty products from the brand Artistry is among the top 5 leading beauty products in sales in the world, compared with other famous brands. When you leave today's meeting, you can sit with the person who invited you, and you can see this is carefully documented information. So what I do is that instead of consuming these products from other stores that wouldn't compensate me or had quality products like this, now I buy them through Amway. That's the first volume I generate. I convert what I consume into volume for my business. You understand that? Who here is understanding this? Are we good? At the same time, these are characteristics. 1, they have great quality. 2, all Amway products have a 25% to 35% of discount for associates when you have an IBO number. They have a 180 days guarantee. And it converts into volume, and according to your compensation plan, you receive a check. Yes? Now, we don't only have Amway products, but there are many other known stores associated with Amway that we all know. For example, Best Buy is one of the stores associated with Amway. Home Depot is associated with Amway. Office Depot is associated with Amway. Sears is associated with Amway. Kmart is associated with Amway. Cell phone companies, Sprint, and etc. Bank of America with their Visa credit card is associated with Amway. What does this mean in reality for us? When I buy today in Best Buy, this is interesting, I enter my Amway page, the link to the Best Buy company, and when I buy, it's registered as volume for my business. Isn't that a great idea? Whom have you ever bought at Best Buy? Have you bought or who has considered returning to buy at Best Buy? Whom of you have friends that buy at Best Buy? That's what it's about. Instead of buying here directly to the store, we buy through our business and turn purchases into volume. When we share it with our friends, we increase the volume. Any questions so far? Did you understand the second source of volume? So the second source used to increase volume, apart from consuming the products advertised, I also purchase in the same stores I have always purchased before. Now the second volume is sales. The first was consuming. As I buy the products with a discount, I consume and I can also sell. One of the best things about Amway is that these products are not sold anywhere. Thank God, only we can sell them. We are associates of Amway. These products have no other outside source, are exclusive Amway products. If someone decides to consume, for example, the best multivitamin in the world, Double X, they need to purchase it through us. And since we buy with a discount, we make money with a differential. Understood? So, in practice, if I consume the product, I save money, and if I sell it, I earn it. Is that clear? Can you see advantages in both ways? Now, the third and final way we have to increase volume is what makes Amway's business model different, because consumption and sales is very limited. It's limited to your living radius. What makes this business grow with time is the web. Amway says, I have a way to increase the volume of your business indefinitely with time. How? Sharing this with other people. That's why we have many invited here today. For example, Oscar, can you give me a name of one of your friends? Okay, so here's Chuck. I think Chuck is already a member, but no matter. Just as an example. You bring Chuck. I'm going to explain this now. You bring him, or we go to Chuck's house. We explain the business model to Chuck and ask the questions. Chuck, do you use soap, deodorant, shampoo? Chuck, would it be a good idea to consume all these products with better quality, discount, guaranteed, and get paid for it? And turn this into an income source? What do you think Chuck would say to that? Look, when Chuck enters the business, his number remains registered under Oscar's number. In other words, we ask Chuck, who invited you? Oscar. Every time Chuck consumes, buys, sells, multiplies, Chuck's volume increases, what happens to Oscar's volume? There's no flaw. And the best part of this is that the person who invited you is genuinely interested in that you can also make money, like we've seen before. Because when you make more money, what happens to the inviter? Do you get it? So Chuck invites Peter. Peter invites John. You have Helen. Helen invites Maritza. Who agrees with me that all your friends won't easily understand this? That would understand this easily. And those who don't worry. It's okay, we have time. But inevitably, most will understand. What do we do in the Amway business as a review? Consume better quality products with discount, with warranty, and multiply ourselves into a web. As the web multiplies, volume increases indefinitely with time. Would you like to know how a web grows? Any questions so far? No? I will explain what can happen in about a year. Let's put an example. 1 year. And why do I use 1 year? Usually, how many years of work do people do in the United States? If you start working at age 20, up to what age do you work? How many years do you work here, no matter the profession? And how many hours a day? We all work on an average 8 to 10 hours daily for about or more than 40 years, truth or not. Now, when you retire at 65 or 70 years old, 98% of people generate a 40% income as retirement money from their last 5 years of work. The worst part is that it's only $800 to $1,000 a month. Do you think this is a reward after spending your whole life working, getting up early, being disciplined, which I recommend being so, but that you battle traffic and work all your life, separated a great deal of time from your family, as I see it? This is what I see, and I'm sharing my views on this, so that at the end of your life, you make $1,000 a month. So this is my proposal. We are in the month of November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Let's say a year. Oscar enters the business. Let's make interaction here. Oscar, if I explain this to 20 friends. Why 20 friends? Because in a month there's 30 days. If in 30 days you take 30 minutes a day to explain this, let's say you take a few vacation days or a few days you just didn't do anything. From those 20 of them how many of them take a shower, shampoo, and can generate income? Oscar, out of those, how many? 10, yeah? What about the other 10? We're considering that there are people that won't understand it. But let's say 10, just 10. You think 10, yes, right. What about 1? Why do I mention 1? It's not that only 1 will join. I think by tonight, all of you will join. It's because I want to work with a minimum to make this system believable. So I'm going to work with the minimum. Let's explain it to 20, 30 people and only 1 joins. If 1 joins, Oscar plus 1, how many is it? Look at this. We worked the whole month. We haven't left our job, our profession. But at night we go to explain this, and we have one member. That is Chuck. Now the second month we have Oscar and Chuck. If he brings one and his friend, can his friend do the same? Who's going to explain it? We are. So if each one brings one, how much is that? 2 and 2? That's 4. If each one brings one, that's 8. What happens to this number with time? It multiplies. I think we all have to understand that it's easier finding 1 or 2 people a month than working 8 to 10 hours daily. And with this, if you're constant, and you educate and inform yourself and continue to move volume, the future is just brilliant, which is what has happened to us. Look what happens in a year. Each one brings one more. Each one brings one more, and it multiplies to 16, 32. If you see, each one brings one, and it all began, and all the way it multiplies. Because one more, and they all bring one. So more is 64, we go to 128, 256, 512, 1024. He wasn't talking about 10 a month. If I would bring 10 a month, and each person brings 10s a month, if each one would bring 10 and 10 and 10, that'd be 1,000. Hopefully somebody will come up with something like that. But imagine, just with one, how many did Oscar bring? How many did he bring? Because it's not the result only of what he did, it's a result of him and his family and friends. How much time passed? Isn't that better than 40 years? Let's see what can happen. If you have 4,000 people, can 4,000 people consume $200 a month? Can a household consume $200 a month? Vitamins, soap, deodorant, energy drinks, water purifiers. Who agrees with me that that's an acceptable amount? You can sell from $200 or $300 a month. Why? Because products have no competition. And any business that generates $300 a month is bankrupt. But imagine that I show you how to generate $300 a month, or the person that invited you shows you $200 a month. Plus your own consumption, it's $500. 500 by 4,000, you have a business that generates $2 million a month. $2 million without offices, secretaries, employees, without extra expenses, without leaving your current daily activities and still having free time to yourself. $2 million a month. 25% is divided in your web. Which of you is willing to help 6 people for real that are out there to join? That's why someone invited you today. Someone invited you with good intentions to see if you're one of those 6 people. If you aren't one of those 6 peoples, I'm sorry, he can't wait. That's how we have to find them. So what am I saying? If you build a business of this nature, like this, step by step, if you work at it and you become a professional, you can build a business through Amway and find the United States what we came looking for. I can't talk about others' income, but I can talk about mine. For example, there are bonuses that are paid annually to certain level associates, and only in bonuses, last month, without taking into account the volume that I generate through my business, last month I received a check for $215,000. And this year, yesterday, I had deposited $139,000. Which of you would be happier going through Christmas with an income like that? And I would have never made that income. Never. Working 8 to 10 hours daily. I never made more than $40,000 a year. Why am I sharing this with you? Because now in front of you, you have probably the best opportunity for what we came to the United States for. Any questions?